Okay, well, we have Peter Sweeney here from the Star and Star Bets. So Peter, just going to run through one or two things for the upcoming Allianz League. With the Allianz National Football League to get underway in style at Croke Park this Saturday, it's time to take a look at the potential winners and losers. Let's look at Division 1, not much to separate the Holy Trinity of Dublin, Cork and Kerry. So what's your take?
Well, it's always a bit difficult at this stage of the year to say what's going to happen in the National League because, it's the first game of the year really for most teams. They've had a pre-season, but there's players coming back from injury. There's still a few players away. Some guys are tied up with their colleges or their clubs. So, it's a bit difficult to say. But like you say, the three top teams would appear to be Cork, Kerry and Dublin. They've shared the last three All-Irelands between them, and they're definitely the best teams in the country. It's interesting. It seems to be a division of two halves really, because you have Cork, Kerry and Dublin. Then you probably have Mayo in there with them as well, and then just below them you'd probably have Donegal, Down, Armagh and Laois.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine that you're going to get the four semi-finalists will be Cork, Dublin, Kerry and Mayo. Donegal are a very good side as well. They made great progress last year, but they have a couple of players, including Michael Murphy, out through injury, so that's going to be a bit of a blow to them. So that's why I just maybe put Mayo above them slightly.
And then which of the Ulster teams in the top division do you think can make an impression?
Yeah, well, there's three Ulster teams in Division 1 this year, Armagh, Down and Donegal, and you'd really be thinking Donegal are the only team that can make a significant impression at the top. But as I said there a minute ago, they're a bit under pressure because of a couple of players out through injury, especially Michael Murphy, the big one. Colin McFadden is out as well, but they got a bit of good news during the week when Mark McHugh came through a Citizen Cup game. He was supposed to be out for 3 weeks, but he's back. But apart from that, Armagh look like they might struggle to stay in the division, and Down I'd say their main priority would just be staying in the division as well, rather than actually challenging for a top 4 place.
And then the other side of it, who would your relegation candidates be in the division? Yeah,
the two teams that came up last year, Donegal and Laois, you'd expect Donegal to stay up, but Laois will have a major task on their hands trying to stay in the division. They struggled against the better teams, and they played them last year in the championship, and they lost to Donegal as well in the league final. So they probably will struggle to stay up. They probably don't have the quality, and Armagh will probably be looking like the other team to join them, because a lot of their best players are tied up with Crossmaglen Rangers in the All-Ireland Club semi-finals, and if they go all the way to March 17th, they'll be without them for half the campaign. Yeah.
And then Division 2, Mickey Hart has made no secret of his ambitions to get back up into Division 1 this year. What way do you see the second tier going?
Yeah, Mickey Hart said on a number of occasions that he doesn't see under the current structures an All-Ireland winner coming from Division 2, which is probably fair to say, and he obviously sees his own team as All-Ireland contender, so he wants to see them in Division 1. In the future. It is a very competitive division. You're looking at probably 3 teams for the 2 places in the final and promotion. They'd be Tyrone, Derry and Kildare. Kildare, they're probably the best team in it. The consistent All-Ireland semi-finalists, quarter-finalists the last couple of years, but they haven't actually managed to get promotion, and I'd say that's going to be a priority this year, because Kieran McGeeney, this is his 5th year in the job, so if he got a bit of silverware winning Division 2 in the league, it would be a big boost to them. And Derry, of course, in their first Ulster final a long time last year, and they'll want to build on that progress, and then you'd see probably Kildare as the other team in the shake-up, so probably 2 from that 3.
And can Meath make an impression, do you think, after last year's championship under Banty?
It'll be interesting. Last year they only avoided relegation from Division 2 with virtually the last kick of the game, the last round against Tyrone in Park Talchin. If they'd gone down, that would have been a disaster, and Banty would have had quite a job trying to hold on to the post as manager there at the time. But they came through that. They had a reasonable championship campaign.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't see them making an impression at the top end of the table. In the top 2, I would say to be kind of mid-table, and then down below that you're looking at teams like Westmeath and Louth probably trying to avoid the drop, because they're the 2 teams that came up, and it's probably a significant step up in quality for them.
And then Division 3, Wexford will take some beating in Division 3. What do you think?
They will, yeah. Wexford are the best team in it, but but they appear to be anyway. They had a very bad start to last year, but they eventually got going. They probably are better than the Division 3 team, because they were in a Leinster final last year and pushed Dublin all the way. Dublin, of course, won the All-Ireland, so that would suggest that they have a bit of quality. So behind them, then the likes of Roscommon and Tipperary would be lining up trying to get the second promotion spot. And then, it's kind of hard to call. Antrim, Sligo, they've made progress in recent years, but maybe it's stalled a little bit. Cavan, where are they going to go? Where they be a bit sidetracked by the Shawnee Johnson affair that's going on at the moment? Awfully long for the probably won't make the shake-up either. So yeah, you're looking at Wexford and maybe one others to get out of that division.
And then Division 4, all eyes are on Peter Canavan. Is he a certainty to see the Iron Men restored to Division 3?
Yeah, there's no such thing as a race in certainty, but if Fermanagh don't top Division 4, would be a surprise. You know, they're very, very poor last year. They hardly won a game. Maybe didn't even win a single game all last year. They got beaten by London in the Championship, becoming the first team in 34 years to lose to them. So, you know, that was the lowest of the low. They've got one of the brightest young managers, the greatest player of his generation, in charge. The players really responded to him well. So it'd be a surprise if they just didn't get it together enough to get promotion out of Division 4, which they're a small county, but they're a good team, so I'd expect to see them at least in the top 2, if not to actually win it. Probably Limerick in the final as well, maybe.
Okay, and then to get down to business, what would be your top tips then for the leagues overall?
Well, yeah, I hate tipping in the league because you never really know what you're going to get. But I suppose I actually think that Dublin, even though I don't think they'll retain their All-Ireland title this year, I think they will win the National League. They'll maybe do what Cork did last year. They'll burst out of the traps. It'll be hard to beat. They have a strong team. They're missing a few players, mostly up front, but they have a very good defence still, strong in midfield. So I think at 5-2, they're not a bad bet to win the National League. If you were inclined, you could maybe try and pick the top 4 in the Division 1, which, as said earlier, I think it'll be Dublin, Cork, Kerry and Mayo. You might get decent odds on that, and I think at 7-4 for Fermanagh to win Division 4 would be a great bet as well.
Great. Well, thanks again, and we'll see you next week.